Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Mental Health Awareness on One Time Ministry webinar tonight. This is Pastor Johnson, the founder of One Time Ministry. How are you all doing this evening? I'm streaming live on Instagram, Facebook, ministry page, YouTube, as well as Facebook. That's Talia's on. That's Talia's on.
They won't eat it. Mine.
So we're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, main page, as well as Facebook ministry page. I'm going to share this live on all the group pages this evening. So just give me a few minutes, everybody, so I can go ahead and get that started. IGs, just get prepared to hear a good, informative broadcast. And many of you asking, like, Pastor, why are you wearing green? I'm going to give you an illustration of why I'm wearing green. Why is this so important? Why am I supporting mental health awareness and really bringing it to the forefront, everyone? So just give me a few minutes. I'm going to share this on all the group pages because I need everybody to hear this tonight. I need you to hear this webinar tonight because it's going to be very enlightening, very informative, and very, in fact, let me do this. Give me a second. I gotta do. Hold on. One time. I'm gonna share this on the little pages. IG, I'll be with you in just a moment. I'm gonna actually turn my camera around so you can watch this webinar. I'm like 5 minutes early, so it doesn't start till 9 o'clock. So give me some time to share the live, everybody. Let me share it from my other platform and get it from there, and then I can share it from there. Let's see. I can do that because I'm on all the pages, and I can share it from there. All right. How's everybody today? How was your Thursday? I hope all is well with everybody on One Time Ministry platform. Hope you had an amazing day. And Instagram just got cut off, so that kind of worked out perfectly. So that gave me a chance to share my screen in this webinar for you all. Give me a few minutes while I get this together at One Time Ministry. Get your glass of water, soda, something to snack on, because this information I'm sharing with you all will help you out tremendously, everyone. When I mean tremendously, I mean tremendously. It's going to give you a different outlook on things. So let me see. Give me a second, everybody. I gotta turn my IG platform back on so people can hear. Now, my IG fell off the wagon, but it has. Alright, mental health awareness webinar. Alright, let me get myself together real quick. Alright, let's see. I'm glad ahead. There we go. Ooh, I am so sleepy. Alrighty. Oh, man, life goes on. Alright, so we're going to actually share this one to all the group pages. So we're going to share it with, give me a second, everybody. So I'm going to share this I'm going to share this on Women United Ministries platform. Good boy. G. Chill. Hey, I'm recording and people are listening. Exactly. G. All right, I'm gonna share this to Lady of Voices. And it pops up. I'm gonna share it to this one too, so people can get informed over here, so everybody can catch it and get this good information. And I'm sharing with you all tonight. Like I said, the webinar doesn't start till 9 p.m. So I came on a little early so I can share these on all the group pages. Let me see. Think. I'm looking for. Oh man. Looking. Oh man. I'm coming on time. You can jump back on at 9 o'clock to watch the webinar. I'm just sharing the broadcasts to all the group pages right now. All right, they're gonna make my job difficult. Let's see. So I shared it on United Ministries platform and Words of Encouragement platform. I can't believe I can't share it on other platform. That's crazy. That's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. But I'm coming off of my old page, so all right. Let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and turn IG back on. All right, we're right. We're good to go. All right, everybody, we're getting ready to get started. Just give me a few minutes. I'm trying to get everything together. And IG's messing up over here, so let's see. Let's see. And IG. All right, IG's up and running. All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Mental Health Awareness. This is Pastor Johnson, the founder of On Time Ministry, and I've been supporting mental health awareness contents the whole month of May. I've been talking about it on this platform for a while now. I'm representing my green. If you have seen the pictures all through social media today, I've shared it on Instagram, as well as Facebook, as well as all the group pages, everybody. So I've been sharing this content all day long. And I wanted to come on to talk to you about Mental Health Awareness Month and what are the things that each and every individual are day-to-day basis. So of course, mental awareness, one-time ministry. So what you see right here, everybody, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my camera over here for IG so they can see. All right, so I'm coming at you from 3 different angles, everybody. All right. Mental health in children. It is normal for children and youth to experience various types of emotion distress as they develop and mature. For example, it is common for children to experience anxieties about school or youth to experience short periods of depression that are transition in nature. When symptoms proceed, it may be time to seek professional assistance. While most youth are healthy physically and emotionally, 1 in every 4 to 5 youth is generally populated meeting criteria for a lifetime of mental disorder, and as a result may face discrimination and negative attitudes. All right. As with this physical health and mental health, is not merely the absence of the disease or mental health disorder. It includes emotional well-being, psychological well-being, as well as social well-being, and involve being able to navigate successfully the complex of life, developing fulfilling relationships, and adapting to change. Utilizing appropriate coping mechanics to achieve well-being without discrimination, realize their potential, have their needs met, and develop skills that helps them navigate the different environment they inhabit. The present or absence of the various combination of protection and risking factors contributes to the mental health youth. Effective can be undertaken to promote positive mental health and prevent minimizing mental health problems. Youth with mental health disorders may face challenges in their home, school, and communities and impress relationship. Despite these challenges, for most youth, mental health distress is epic, not permanent, and most can successfully navigate the challenges that come from experience of mental health disorder with treatment, peers and professional supports and services, and strong families and social support networks. So this is talking about the mental aspect of the children, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and it gives you in details and description about that. Now, many of you like, Pastor, why are you wearing the green? So now I'm going to get into why I'm wearing the green and what it symbolizes in Palm Beach County. All right. So the Get Your Green On campaign began in May of 2016 with Healthier Delray Beach and students at Atlantic Community High School wanted to encourage the community to give attention to their mental health and wellness. The schools, businesses, government agencies, media outlets, city. So this all took place back in 2016. This is why I'm wearing this color tonight, because that represents just that. And what we're going to do right now is depth. Now we're going down the line, ladies and gentlemen, from our teenagers, from our young women, from our men and women, from our older generation to our children. We're going to take a walk down this path to see the different patterns of mental health and mental strategies and things and developments that is taking part in each and every individual at different age groups, everybody. So let's take this walk. So let's go ahead and go to the next. Links that you see right here is mental health awareness in teenagers. So the two links I'm getting ready to share with you all is going to give you a little bit of insight about how teenagers' perspective are and where their head is in terms of their mental health. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this screen and share the screen that I'm referring to right here. All right, everybody. Why do we need to know about this? Why is this so important? Why is it a major thing for us to share and talk about, everybody? Because it is very, very, it's very important to talk about. It's very important to address this. All right. So now, as I go ahead and share this with you all, because this is a very long webinar, this content has to be shared, everybody, because people need to know. All right. So the article that I'm sharing with you all, this is an article about a young lady who's in Wyoming teen raise awareness about mental health doing her White House visit. So I'm going to share this quick clip about her experience, about what she experienced in doing this. All right. Hopefully it's all being, because this matters. This is important. Most people are like, oh, Pastor, I'll watch it tomorrow. I'm telling you, you may need to get this information for people to really see and understand and navigate through this. Hopefully this video plays. I'm not going to worry about too much about it. Just go ahead and read the article about
What was it like to be at the White House today?
Let me turn this up so you can hear it.
It was actually very surreal. I've done some stuff with some high up people, but this was like a whole new level. Aside from all the nerves, this was a very fun opportunity, I would say.
Tell me about the Naini Project. It's so near and dear to your heart. What do you want people to know about what you're doing to try to help people with mental illness?
Yeah, I found that the more basic and traditional options taking the opportunity to help others in my local community. Opportunities to hear and do work in our community to not only better themselves but to better everyone else as a whole.
You'll definitely have
Right now, it's just a very it's very needed there at the moment since it's right on the reservation. But I hope to maybe expand. Sometime in the future, it'll eventually get bigger, I would say.
and I know the Surgeon General was asking you people struggle.
To give up, honestly. Out there.
All right. Bringing her mental health struggle and advocacy to the national spotlight. Jasmine Wildcat, 1818, a member of the North African tribe, was invited to the White House Wednesday. This was actually published as May 18, 2022. She was a therapist and wasn't happy with the results. And I mean, things are good. The organization focused on volunteering and advocacy to help those struggling with their mental health. Mental health. Well, I found that the more basic and traditional options of coping with mechanical and traditional practices are not really what works for me, said Jasmine. So I really had to find something new, and I found that helping others was really a good way for me to cope. All right. So this is what she was talking about, and hopefully you were able to hear it. I know IG, you probably had a hard time hearing the volume because of the noise in the background, everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and switch gears, and now we're moving on to the next part of the presentation, everybody. All right. We're going back and forth and share the screen. A broadcast that really has you to think about mental. Let me find out what is it. Let's start sharing. Let's try this again. why it's not sharing. Hold on, everybody. Let me see what's going on with my share screen. Let me turn. All right. The next one we're talking about is mental awareness in young males. All right. So we're switching gears. So now we're focusing on the young male aspect of this. All right. And this is a very important topic that we need to really focus on. So of course I've been talking about males and their mental health and what they be struggling with and what they do all the time, and being very vigilant to be aware of what is taking place is very important. Everybody. Why is it so important that we talk about this all the time? Because we want to keep the conversation going, everybody. We just don't want to say, okay, we're going to talk about it today. What is because we talked about it in the teenage experts, now we're looking at the young males and their perspective of it. I know my computer lagging now. That means I'm heading in the right direction. Almost a lot of people trying to watch this live. I don't know, share it in different platforms. So now we're looking at the Mental Health Awareness Week, and 69% of young men struggle with mental health. All right. Education has been highlighted as a form of release. Let me see if it's showing up on Mellow. All right, there we go. All right. Education has form of release, as 42% as part of the annual national awareness event, which asked the whole of the UK to speak up and focus on achieving good mental health. Open student colleges and encourage those who may be struggling themselves learning a new skill as an additional way of improving mental health and well-being. Over the years, researchers around knowledge and learning new skills has always been linked to positive and mental health as education is a significant fact in outcomes in life, such as income, employment, and therefore an overall education for improvement, mental health, and well. Open Study College come learning new skill can improve your mindset by boosting self-confidence and giving you a real sense of purpose. This year, the theme of Mental Health Awareness Week is loneliness. The Mental Health Foundation is looking at the impact of the pandemic and some particular steps to address it. We believe it is correlated with the statistics from our studies that asked students about their mental health over the past 2 years, a period which so here's a couple of other ones. IG acting up again and cutting up. All right, we'll come back at it again. All right. Alrighty, so Birmingham distant learning has helped me at so much. Open study cards kept me focused and got me out of really dark places when I hit rock bottom. Open study student 8 and 21 from North Dakota. I had to drop out of college due to poor mental and needing something to study online. With I was struggling as I love learning. This learning meant that I could carry on with my studies and do what I enjoy the most. Open Study College offered a seating of 700 distant learning courses across a broad of spectrum of discipline, for accounting and bookkeeping to animal care and counseling, with OSC recruitment providing job finding support to both candidates and clients. Found education to be very helped them out tremendously. IG just froze up to the core over here. It really helped them out tremendously, and it gave them a sense of looking at it in a different step, in a different sector. Everybody, and that is very important to realize that everybody has different ways and different places in terms of coping with their mental health, and it's very, very critical. These stand ability to go forth in what you're trying to go through and try to navigate that. So the important part about it, ladies and gentlemen, is navigating it and getting to the root of what that really looks like. So now we're switching gears and we're going into the perspective of a young woman's perspective and how she struggles with her mental health and how she copes with it. So I told you we're going down the line of the time industry. And I told you this because we need to really look at it in different scenarios and how that really looks at every scenario that I'm presenting to you all tonight. It's important to be aware of these factors and what's really going on in this area. So this article I'm getting ready to share with you is talking about adolescents, all right? And it's giving you an insight of their perspective of mental health and mental in a mental state. So this article I'm sharing with you all right now is a young girl, and it's with her mother. And it talks about address mental health issues among adolescent and young women. And you see how the mother is comforting her daughter, child's in distress. We're going to read about that. Mother calms frustrated daughter. Mental health has impact on many aspects of our daily lives, more so for adolescents and young women. Globally, 2030 agenda. Truth is, it can't be. Mental health is one of the major hindrances to the development of quality mental health services is that we are among 28% of WHO member countries that IG just have to feel there with me. I'm gonna keep the party moving. Members countries that do not have separate budgets for mental health. The state, where am I? The state of mind in which adolescents and young people the state of mind in which adolescents and young persons makes an informed choice determines the success of particular intervention in sexual and reproductive health. Adolescents and young people who have no power to make a choice over their productive life includes negotiating for safe sex and intimate partner violence, uh, clearly, but this connection keep cutting off. All right, so let me see what IG catch up because the connection is really slow. I'm about to do it. All right, maybe this will help. All right, so now I'm going to read it again. The state of mind in which an adolescent and young person has made an informative choice determines the success of particular intervention in sexual and reproductive health. Adolescents and young women who have no power to make a choice over their reproductive life, including rape, negotiating for safe sex or intimate partner violence, and coercive control, can face other consequences apart from mental health. So this runs deeper than you can possibly even imagine. And when I tell you it runs deeper than you can even fabricate one-time industries. All right, so now we're switching gears again. And why are we switching gears? Because we're touching bases here. We're touching lives. We're touching people in a different aspect. I know this webinar is a little long, but we have to get this information out, everybody. We definitely have to get this information out to people. All right, so now we're moving on to the next part of the presentation. Now, the mental health awareness in males and women. So now we're switching gears. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and switch gears, and we're going to start to address this aspect about females and males. Give me a second one time. Give me a second. I will get to that one. This is the one I believe the article I'm going to pull up. All right. This is the next article I want to pull up for you all. I have a lot of content. We're almost done. Don't worry. I'll be done hopefully by 10 o'clock. But it has to be talked about. We can sit here and sweep the under the rug, but this has to be talked about. It has to be shared. People need to know the statistics. So the next article I'm showing you all here is mental health awareness made. And this is basically talking about mental health as a wealth, especially during mental health awareness, which is celebration in May. The stigmatism around mental health and treatment has long existed, even though this has started to change. So people have been opening up and sharing the conversation worldwide now since the pandemic started. And now it has been the topic of the town. So now we're going to give you a background history, everybody. Mental Health Awareness Month was first celebrated in 1949. So mostly like, Pastor Johnson, what does Go Green have to do with this? See, Go Green started back in 2016 by Healthy Delray Beach, by a high school, Atlantic Community High School started, and then they started integrating and combining in 2017 with another organization. Now it has become very global in the county-wide in Palm Beach County. So we've been sharing this Represent Green. But what they're talking about here is basically mental health overall. Mental Health Awareness Month was first celebrated in 1949. It was commended by the Mental Health American Organization, which was known as the National Committee for Mental Hygiene and then later as the National Mental Health Association before it got its current name. The association was founded by Clifford Wilton Beers. Beers, who was born in 1876 in Connecticut, was one of 5 kids in his family who suffered from mental illnesses and psychological distress. All of them also went on to spend time at mental institution, and it was from his hospital admission that he discovered that mental health field had notoriously reputed for malpractice, maltreatment, and improper bias. All right, Beer went to author A Mind That Finds Itself, which is a bestseller even today. The book is called A Mind That Finds Itself, gaining popularity and support for medical profession. And I'm actually going to go ahead and look that book up for you all. I didn't even realize that was going on back then in our history, so I learned a little bit tonight too. And I never really heard this book until tonight. Gaining popularity and support for the medical profession, Beer founded the National Committee for Mental Hygiene. Beer and his colleagues at the association wanted to find ways to make sure that mental health patients not only receive the right care, but also did not feel alone in their fight against mental disease. Since 1949, each year a theme is selected to be highlighted and celebrated throughout May. Recently years have seen themes like Do More for 1 in 4, 2011, B4 Stage 4, 2015, Nature 2021. During the month, various events are held that are covered by media and well-known figures like politicians and actors. Mental Health America also digitally released a mental health toolkit for outreach activities. So with outreach activities, you can post stuff on social media, you can share different photos or demonstrate or talk about your mental illnesses as well as your mental health to help and educate other people. And that is very important, everybody, to share that because so many people don't realize it. So as you can see the timeline here of this right here on the screen, everybody, and I go from 1908 to 1913. Then it goes into the World Federation for Mental Health in 1948, and now it leads to 2020, and it goes down that line, everybody. So now, mental health awareness questions. What are some of the mental health hotlines? So here are some of the numbers that you have here. You can call 1-800-273-TALK, and wherever you may be in your state and town varies, but this is just nationwide where you can call. So they have Mental Health America, they have Suicide Crisis Line, as well as Suicide Prevention Line. And I'm gonna actually share this in the comment section for you all. I'm just gonna let this spirit actually do that for you all, so that way you can reach out to get that information, everybody, because it's very critical. You may know someone who's going through this right now, and this webinar will help them out tremendously. So I'm going to share that in the comment section of the live after I get through doing it from Mellow. So here we go. What are 4 types of mental illnesses? Anxiety, depression, including paranoid disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, and phobia. Depression, bipolar disorder, other mood disorders, eating disorder, personality disorder, post-trauma stress disorder, psychological disorder, including schizophrenic. All right. What is the colors for mental health awareness? All right. Mental health awareness is represented by green. As you can all see, I've been wearing my green all day, and that represents mental health awareness, everybody. All right. So, how to observe mental health awareness. So we have some tips. Number 1, take care of yourself. Taking care of yourself is very important, everybody. Take care of your loved ones. Being there and being supportive. Talking about mental health. Starting that dialogue and having that conversation around mental health weekly and daily will help to know more about how to deal with some of these issues. All right. So here we go with 5 facts about anxiety disorders that will blow your mind. Anxiety is most common. Very few people seek treatment. Multiple facts cause anxiety, from vain activity to generics to life events. A host of facts can lead to a person developing an anxiety disorder. Anxiety from a young age. The National Institute of Mental Health states that 8% of American teenagers already have anxiety disorder. Exercise to fight anxiety. Many studies have proven that little boost of energy from exercise can help lessen the effect of anxiety. So when you start moving around, being active, you begin to lessen your anxiety, everybody. All right. So why we love Mental Health Awareness Month? It's a celebration of mental health to make you aware, to make you understand, to open up and speak on these issues. It's a celebration of changing your attitude. It's a celebration of humor. By you identifying and speaking on these topics, it gives you a little bit more leeway and comfort room to talk about these issues day in, the day out, even beyond May. You can talk about it June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and continue to have that conversation, have that dialogue being presented to your home or even in your workplace, to have that conversation, have a mental day check-in or check-in with each one of your coworkers each and every week to see how they're doing mentally, spiritually, and physically. I am very much an advocate in terms of mental health and very excited to be presenting this to On Time Ministry after a very long time, not really doing webinars like I'm supposed to, dealing with my own. And I'm telling you, to be able to come back 2 years later and I have to come back and present this to you, you know I have grown and I have developed. And I'm so proud to be able to be presenting this to you all tonight on this platform. All right, On Time. We are almost at the home stretch. So now we're getting ready to go back to our presentation. So now we're sharing some more. So now, what does the green stand for in mental health? So now I'm going to show you something about what that stands for and why is it so important that I'm sharing this with you all. All right, so I'm going to show you what this stands for. So go ahead and we're going down the line, everybody. You can watch this replay at your convenience on demand, YouTube, Facebook, wherever makes you feel comfortable, everybody. So we're going into the aspect of why is mental health ribbon green? All right. Why is it green? Why is it silver? Why is it such an important color? So we're gonna get down to that tonight to explain. All right. So we're gonna show you why this is so important. All right. All right. Here we go. So now, the question is, what does green ribbon signify? The green ribbon is used to represent bipolar disorder in over 45. Oops, that thing. The green ribbon is used to represent bipolar disorder and over 45 other causes, including global warming, text-free, and cerebral palsy, and all the other ones. But we're really focusing on the mental aspect of it. And I got this big green popped up right here. Kind of blocked it. Give me a few minutes while I kind of resolve this for a minute one time. Oh boy. All right. What green color? Hold on. What is this? Hold on. We're not doing that. All right. What color green is mental health awareness? We officially kicked off mental health matter month. And you've probably seen a lot of lime green and national colors of mental health awareness. May is a month of dedicating to help raise awareness about mental health issues, promote good mental health practices, encouraging people to support others around them. Okay? So many of you may have seen lights and whatnot of mental health being demonstrated. And this is in representation of mental health awareness, and you're not familiar with that. That's why when you see green lights and buildings in there in the month of May, that's what that's demonstrating is. All right? So that's what that's demonstrating what time is. So this is what it shows everybody. See how it's kind of getting a little dark? And how the building lights are turned green? Representing what illnesses does green represent is going to get in detail. So it talks about the traditional green ribbon represents support for over 40,000 different causes and awareness campaigns for medical conditions and awareness campaign for spinal cord injury, liver disease, and solar palsy. We're focusing on the mental health aspect as well. See that? How they just turned green? They're representing it and showing support. All right. All right. What color represents anxiety? The colors we use to describe emotion may be useful than you think. According to new research, the studies found that people with or anxiety were more likely to associate their mood with the color gray, which perfectly is yellow. All right. So I just gave you all a little background history about what that looks like. All right. So here's another video I want to share with you all about a gentleman. Looks like he's at a bus stop waiting. So this video is just basically, this link is really just giving you a whole different perspective of what this really looks like and what this really represents for people on a day-to-day basis. People every day struggle with mental health issues and mental illness on a day-to-day basis. And us having this conversation every single month, every week is very beneficial because it makes them open up more. The more you learn, ladies and gentlemen, about this, the more better it is. I want to hear, no, I'm telling you, you may encounter somebody who goes through these episodes and situations, and all you can think of is, we're going here. No, I'm telling you, by you learning about these different awarenesses and learning about these different topics and learning about symptoms and the things that you see, you begin to have a better, clear understanding about why it's so important. Anxiety, depression, and stress is so consuming. People get to that point where they're on the edge and want to cave in and don't want to do anything. But when they know somebody's there to give them the extra support and give them that extra push, that gives them a sense of hope, that gives them a sense of relief, that gives them a sense that you are not alone. You're not. Having these conversations, checking in with people, make sure they're good. I understand we all have busy schedules and times, But when you see something happening, try your best to do it in a mindful manner so you understand how that works. So this showing you that you're just supporting somebody when they're trying to distress you. It's very, very important. Yeah, this is so powerful because it demonstrates what you already know now, what is even more in depth. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing my screen for this part of the question because I'm looking at the time. I have to get on the call at 10 p.m. everybody. So let me go ahead and wrap up this webinar, everyone. I hope all this information I'm sharing with you tonight is very, 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 very informative and very, very beneficiary. All right, so let me go ahead and go back to the presentation, everybody. Whew, it's a lot to entail on time, but I'm telling you, the more information, the more things you learn about mental health and the things that will help you out tremendously. All right, so we got a few more things I want to share with you all real quickly. All right, let's see where we at. We're almost at the home stretch, everybody. All right. Back to the presentation. So now the video I'm getting ready to share with you is talking about self-care for males. 5 tips for males to develop self-care. So I'm gonna let you all check this out. It's not a very long video.
My name is Henry Tournier, and I am a licensed professional counselor at Counseling and Wellness Center of Pittsburgh. Today I wanted to talk about self-care for men. Self-care is an important topic that a lot of us don't talk about. We're told by society, the media, and even our families that we need to be constantly working and grinding in order to live a happy and successful life. However, if we neglect self-care, we can experience burnout, feelings of emptiness, anxiety, and even depression. Here are 5 self-care tips for men. Number 1, work out. Our mental health affects our physical health and vice versa. Working out releases endorphins, which causes us to feel better, and a healthy body can also lead to a healthy mind. Number 2, quality time with friends and family. This does not mean sitting around binging Netflix. What I mean is being intentional about taking time out to spend with people that you care about and having meaningful conversations and experiences. This allows you to feel more connected and less isolated. Number 3, journal. I personally recommend writing in a journal because it allows you to get excess thought out of your head. Also, later on, you can read through what you've written and reflect on your own personal growth. Number 4, go for a walk. Sometimes what we need to feel less overwhelmed is to have a brief change in environment. Take some time during the day to take in nature, if the weather allows it, or simply take a quick lap around the office. This can interrupt the monotony of the day and give your mind a much-needed break. Number 5, say no and do not feel guilty. The word no is truly powerful. It allows you to set boundaries and mean it. By saying no and meaning it, you put your comfortability and well-being first. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. What are some of the other ways that you can engage in self-care? Give it some thought and try it out.
All right. So now we're moving forward. So you just got some tips about self-care for males. Hopefully you were able to hear it on Facebook, everybody, and YouTube. So now we're moving on to the next phase of this. So now we got a tip about how to deal with self-care for anxiety and depression. So the video basically showing different things that she's doing.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Nina, and I want you to know that I've been listening to you loud and clear, and I've heard a lot of your video requests and the things that you want to see come up on the channel. And one of the things that have been highly requested is how to self-care when you don't even feel like yourself, when you're down, when you're low, when you might have some depression, anxiety, some feelings of stress, when you just don't know what to do with yourself. And while it may be difficult to care for yourself when you're feeling normal, I mean, it's just plan out the time to think about it, to know what to do. do. It's definitely hard when you don't feel like yourself or even close to yourself. While I do address how to do this often, I realize it's important to address it when we're so low that we really don't even know what to do for ourselves or even where to start. Sometimes being low is normal, and I've experienced this myself as well, and I've shared that with you all. And that's why I've built such a consistent schedule and a life around self-care, because I realize how important it is to how we feel overall. It's why I do what I do. Today we're going to talk about some of the basic self-care things that we can do for ourselves, especially when we feel low, stressed, or even worried, and when we have other obligations like relationships, family, and work. And I want you all to share with me as well down below what's working for you these days. And if you feel like you're falling off the bandwagon, tell us that as well, so your sisters and brothers here can make sure that we keep you uplifted. Make sure that you see your doctor if you're having severe issues that are causing you to struggle with your mental health. All items I discussed can be found down below in the information section. While you're here, y'all, go ahead and thumbs up this video if you like it, comment, share, and also subscribe. This helps the community to grow and flourish and helps me to continue to bring you the content you love. And some of you all said you haven't received your notifications, so make sure that you're also clicking that bell and choosing all the notifications so you know when I upload on Thursdays and some Sundays. Also, check the links in the description for my free new Dr. Nina's Mentorship Facebook group, which is a group of like-minded individuals looking to progress, grow, and support one another along the way. The Now That's Life podcast is about to go into season 2, so I suggest you go ahead and subscribe to the podcast on all your major podcasting platforms. All descriptions and links for that and my free supernatural video course are found below. Y'all, one of the first things I've learned to do is to make my space healthy. Research by Dr. Sarani, a top psychologist who studies depression, shows that creating a nurturing space can help revitalize your mind, your body, and your soul. Very little things like letting in the sunlight or giving your place or your space a good scent can improve your sleep, but also help to boost your immunity. Lemon and lavender are things that y'all know I use across my body, across my home. I've shown you guys how I make different oils and things like that to put on my body. While it's great to revitalize the body, soften it out and all of that, and add to the enrichment while mixing it with other oils, it also keeps you calm. And lemon and lavender have to be. It keeps my mind at ease. The basics that happen for me nearly every day is meditating, listening to music, keeping my space nice, neat, organized, and clean. The way that my space looks and feels often dictates how I look and feel. Also try.
All right, the video is 15 minutes long, but I just want to kind of give you a little insight about what she's kind of doing, like the first 3 minutes, because I don't want to run you off the live. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, looking at time. So now I'm doing a video with the self-care for children, everybody. So self-care for children is very important. I know you all, I'll share the link of the video with her. You can watch the whole 15 minutes to the entirety. So I'm trying to wrap the webinar up because I'm looking at my time and I'm like, ooh, hard to get off. So now we're turning and switching gears for our babies now. All right, and it's very important to talk about this. And I have another link that I wanted to share with you all. But actually, I'm going to read this one out loud once I should finish this video here. So pay attention about self-care for the kids.
Self-care just for kids. Hi, today let's talk about self-care activities for kids. You're probably wondering, what is self-care anyway? If you're like me, you probably thought self-care is just something that adults do, like get their hair and nails done or go on a vacation. Well, self-care is for kids too. Self-care is intentional actions that you do to take care of your physical health, meaning your body, and your mental health, meaning your brain. Some examples of self-care activities include taking care of your hygiene, like brushing your teeth every day, wearing deodorant, and putting on clean clothes. Self-care also includes putting good things into your body, like eating fruits and vegetables and drinking plenty of water. You can also practice self-care by exercising and staying fit. Try going for a walk after school, playing a sport, or just dancing around in your room. Self-care also includes being social. You can do this by hanging out with your friends, saying good morning to your neighbor, or picking up the phone and calling to talk to your grandparents. One very important part of self-care is rest and relaxation. You can relax by meditating, listening to music, reading a book, or painting. Don't forget to go to bed on time so that your body can reset to help you feel refreshed and alert for the day ahead. Remember to practice self-care every day. You are important, and taking care of yourself daily is a good practice to ensure your overall health and wellness. Comment below and share with us what you'd like to do for self-care.
Hey there, let's talk about self-care. Now, Parks and Rec, of course, is pretty great, but self-care is more than just treating yourself. Self-care is not a reward, though sometimes that can be part of it. It's a vital piece of the ongoing process of being a human. To quote the self-help classic, Codependent No More, self-care is an attitude that says, I am responsible for myself. In other words, I am my responsibility, and I will honor that responsibility as I would anything else that was precious to me. So let's make an action plan for using self-care to make our lives more awesome. Step 1. Recognize that it is indeed okay to take care of yourself. Nay, it is not just okay, it is smart. As Lifehacker puts it, self-care helps prevent burnout, reduces the negative psychological and physical effects of stress, and helps you refocus on what's true and important. Like, there's an entire peer-reviewed international journal on burnout. This is like a real big, difficult problem to solve. Now, this may seem counterintuitive, but it actually makes you more productive, not less, to set time aside for yourself. And regardless of your productivity levels, recognize that you are a human being, and that is enough to warrant compassion and kindness. For real. Step 2. Ideally, before the need strikes, research outwardly and inwardly what self-care means and what works for you. There are self-care actions that can help pretty much everyone: getting proper nutrition, some exercise, enough sleep, hydrating, and taking small breaks throughout the workday. I like to go for walks, and I like to be forced to do it by my friends or family or...
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we want to end that video. So I want to thank you all for tuning into this webinar today. And there's an article I want to read to you all. Turn my camera around, IG. All right, there's an article I wanted to read to you all real quickly before I end this live. Give me a second. This evening. I really do. So I'm going to read this article real quickly before I end this. Mental health awareness on how to help struggling kids and teenagers. Adult mental health awareness removes the stigma around adults getting help in regular discussions. But the fact that children and teens are also struggling with mental health is often not as commonly discussed. This depart awareness may be because it's often more difficult to identify the signs and symptoms of mental health issues in kids, and they may feel that they can't vocalize their struggles or be unsure how to properly communicate about their mental health. In fact, youth suicide has been duplicated a silent epidemic, right? According to the Jason Foundation, which is dedicated to prevent of youth suicide through an educational awareness program, the risk of suicide is the second leading cause of death for youth ages 12 and 18. About 80% of adolescents that consider suicide portray signs through either words or their actions. As an adult in a child's life, it is important to be a support system, help them handle difficult situations, and talk out the feelings they experience, raising awareness and providing education about the signs of mental health illness, as well as how to take action as the first step to help minimize the risk of suicide in adolescents. The risk factors: social media, home life, school, community environments all play a role in behavior, moods, and mental health of children and teenagers. Situations like bullying, depression, suicide, substance abuse, and major changes at home, for example, family death or divorce, are common risk factors in kids and teenagers. But socializing pressures should also be taken into consideration. Gender roles, confronting ideas, and feeling lack of belonging or not fitting in anywhere are additional facts that can contribute to suicide if a child has difficulty with their mental health. Here's warning signs. Suicide threat. They are not to be ignored in any sort of situation. All threats should be taken seriously to help understand the underlying cause and facts. Remember, there might be words such as, I would be better off dead, or you will be better off without me. So they might not always be in their threats. Always be direct in their threats. Depression. About 10% of children suffer from mental illness, but only 20% of them receive actual treatment. Warning signs to look for, including abrupt changes in personality, disinterest in activities also used to love, failing classes, withdrawing from friends and family, and changing eating habits. Suddenly interest with the death or suicide. Art, social media posts, TV shows, or YouTube videos that talks about death or dying might be more developing. Making final rankings, giving away their favorite things, saying goodbye to friends and family, expressing their love out of nowhere, and making real funeral arrangements. All right. Resources for parents and children and adults. Below is a list of tools and articles that benefit in further identifying signs and supporting children in your life who might be mentally struggling. Above all, it's incredibly important to provide an open line of communication for children and teens, as well as offer a safe environment to grow, learn, and manage what they're going through. So there's some guidelines that kind of partake about what's really happening with our youth. And there's a number that I was actually supposed to post up, but they gave it to me again. The National Suicide Hotline is 1-800-273-8255, or Boys Town Nation Hotline, 1-800-448-3000. Both are offer free and confidential help 24-hour days, 7 days a week. This is very useful information, everyone. And I encourage you all to really take consideration about what we are seeing happening in our youth, in our elderly, in our homes, in ourselves, men, women, children, babies. Everybody is included with the mental health aspect as well as mental illness. This thing that's going on, it doesn't have any age bracket. It's happening with everybody. So I encourage you all to take very good care of yourself, and we'll continue to have this conversation each and every month on On Time Ministries platform, and we're going to continue to talk about this conversation the remainder in this week, because next week we're focusing on our older generation and how they're dealing with their mental health and how they're coping with their self-care and their self-worth and their awareness about that. So we're going to share a lot of content with our older generation to give you an insight about what their perspective of. And in the end of May, the ending week of May, we're going to do a whole recap about what we talked about every varies of each ages. And that will take place on May 31st. All right, this is Pastor Johnson, the founder of On Time Ministries, signing off. You all have an amazing and a wonderful night. God bless you. And I will see you all back here tomorrow at 10 a.m. with Catch That Word. Tomorrow's topic is devote your time with God. So make sure you all tune in. Pastor Johnson signing off. Good night, everybody. I love you all.